Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Barely Making It. Give it up for your host, Meghan O'Malley. Hey everyone. Happy pandemic. Here we are in this new world that is happening. What are we doing? I don't know. We're doing comedy because this is what we used to do in the old world, and now we have to figure out how to do it in the new world. And it might be something like this. I don't know. What are we doing? We're figuring it out. So welcome to our first episode of Barely Making It online. Yeah, how exciting. This is the test to see how far we can grow. It's gonna be quite the process. Very excited for it. Yeah, don't know what's happening. But maybe a few things of what's happening to me. Let's see here. Working from home, self-quarantined. New York City, we're not on a lockdown. Keeps going back and forth. De Blasio was like, it could be happening any moment. And then you have Cuomo being like, shut the fuck up. And they both got a point. So only time will tell. So I don't know if you can see, I got a fun scratch on my face. That's because I have been playing with my cats a lot, and I got it. This is what's happening. Can you believe I'm single during the apocalypse? Oh, it's going to be so much fun. So many of you are going to be breaking up by the end of this that my dating pool has actually just expanded, and I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not really advocating for divorces right now, but at the same time, come on. Second wife material. That's Meghan O'Malley. I think we all know it. I need you to get your starter one done, and then it's like once you're kind of broken in, then kick him my way. That's it. I need him trained. So to the first wife, I say thank you. We'll have a good relationship, when she comes over to, like, maybe they have to, like, fill out paperwork, or I don't know, maybe they stay friends. That'd be sweet. But she comes on over and she's just like, interesting. That's what you're serving for dinner, huh? He didn't like that before. And I was like, well, now he does. Post-apocalyptic world. Sorry. It's your husband's a new person right now. It's gonna be great. And if he had kids before, ooh, God, that's even better. Instant family, add Meg. I love it. Yeah, I do. Some of you might be wondering, hey, Meg, I see there's a surfboard behind you on the wall. I didn't know you surfed. And the answer to that is no, I don't surf. But I did live in the Hamptons for a year, which if I did that now at 35, that would be a completely different story. I think it would be a different life. But at 25, I don't think that was the smartest move. But again, we live and we learn. Except now we live and we learn inside our house. So yeah, I live down by the bay, and so I take the surfboard down with me, and I just kind of like chill out on it because there wasn't waves or anything. But you could also bring your wine glass, because we had plastic wine glass in the house because we were responsible drunks, and I'd take it out on this bad boy and just kind of chill. And those were some really nice times. They really were. I wonder what outside looks like. I don't know. Anyway, we're doing some fun stuff here. During this, you might hear the sounds of trucks passing by, as well as cars. The cars are going to be a little bit quieter. The trucks are the louder ones, typically how that works. I am not body shaming any of these cars or trucks or any vehicles. I'm not. I'm very vehicle body positive. Live your life, be happy, okay? You got this. But yeah, so you will hear those sounds, and that is because I live across the street from the BQE. Um, what? Okay, I'll show you. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Because it's blaring. Okay, cool. So it's right there. I've also been spending a lot of my time looking out the window. Yeah, people are being pretty good over here and not coming out too much. That's all I can report. So that's pretty rad, you know? Oh boy. I have to say, it's kind of fun doing stand up with a cat right behind you. What? Okay. And here she is. And this is Gypsy. Okay. And she wants to be left alone. The cats have been very confused. Thank you so much for asking. Very confused because they're kind of like, why are you still here? And I think they're more annoyed that they're not getting fed earlier. And the little one, that's Gypsy, you just met her. She likes to shriek in my face. Real loud and like bite me. So and the thing is that I'm getting a lot of scratches on my hands, so it's good that I'm not a hand model, because that would be real rough. Imagine being a hand model and getting coronavirus. Like, they wash their hands, they take care of it so well, and then you wind up getting it. I think that would be ironic. I do find it ironic that this whole, you know, pandemic happened when our president, who's in place, is a germaphobe. So really, this is a germaphobe's worst nightmare, a world spread virus. But this is where we are. Isn't this so much fun? This is fun, and let's keep this fun going. We got some great comics on here tonight. Hope you enjoy them. In the description below, we've put down their Venmo handles. If you feel inclined, this is completely up to you. You can just enjoy this. Yeah, we are barely making it. That name is really becoming more and more true every day. So let's get this started. And if you want, clap at home. I can't hear you, and I don't think anything's embarrassing at this point because our world is completely different. So please get ready for your first comic, Brittanie Sheree.
Hello and welcome to my bedroom. This is gonna be fun. One of my biggest dreams growing up was to be a Disney princess, and I have now accepted that that will never happen to me. Like, I'll never be the Disney princess Moana, but I could be her chubby and hilarious best friend, Kahlua. And what a better movie that would be, you know? And now, when I was 19, I had all these plans to join the Navy. But before they would let me join, they told me I needed to lose some weight. And they said, you need to lose weight everywhere but your neck because you have a nice, thick neck to carry weapons. Man, that made me feel really, really good. And, men haven't really been too into the whole thick neck thing when they asked me, what I like about myself or like a positive thing. But this was also pre-apocalypse, and now that we're about to go into a apocalypse, this bazooka body is gonna get all the right swipes on Tinder. And you skinny bitches, I'm sorry, you're not gonna make it into the bunker now. This is my time to shine. I will say though that with this pandemic that's happening, it does make me wish that we had started World War III back in January, because I would kill for a group activity right now. I am so lonely. So lonely. I am happy, though, that I have my memories of last year and early this year of traveling to kind of keep me sane during these hard times. I spent 2 months in Greece at the end of last year, and I had the best time. I did have to have emergency surgery, which was crazy. And I had this skin bacteria on my thigh, and I had to be awake for the surgery. And at one point during it, the surgeon says, can you feel anything? And I said, I don't think so. And he goes, well, my entire hand is in your thigh. So if you could feel it, you would know. And I thought, yes. Now I can say that I've had a Greek man inside of me. And he's a doctor. My mom will be so proud. So proud. But one reason why I went to Greece is because I got to headline at the only English speaking comedy club in Athens. And at the end of the show, this Greek man comes up to me, doesn't speak any English, and he gets a comic to translate. And he says, tell her that I didn't understand anything that she said, but I think she's very good. I thought, wow, this is the first time I've ever heard this from a man outside the bedroom. So I'm also smart. Love it. I think my favorite thing about Greece, though, has to be the Mediterranean Sea, because this is a body positive sea. The more body fat you have, the better you float. And let me tell you, I was like my own pool noodle. It was beautiful. And I had a couple friends that came and visited me that basically have 0% body fat, and they were just sinking to the bottom, and they kept complaining about how hard it was, that they had to tread water and they were tired. And I said, I'm sorry. Is life a little bit harder for you right now because of your body? Welcome to the real world. Drown, bitch. I'm just kidding. I did not want them to drown. The sea does. Take it up with the sea, okay? It's not me. It's not me. And so after spending a couple months in Greece, I come back to the States, and then I end up making my way to New Orleans. I've never been there. What a crazy place that is. And I love it because it's so haunted. There are ghosts everywhere. And I was working at a hostel, and guess what? Our hostel is haunted. And I would tell every single guest that checked in that the hostel is haunted. And at one point, my boss pulled me aside and he said, Brittanie, I need you to stop telling guests that the hostel is haunted. And I said, okay, but I think it's rude to lie right in front of the ghost. So you're going to have to take that up with him, because he's not really into that. And I will say that I do know the ghost is real, because one night we were all sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden we see a knife fly across the room in the kitchen and land on the ground. And everyone was like, oh my God, what's going on? And I said, what? You've never thrown a knife to get attention before? That was how I knew that this ghost was my spirit animal. It's like, and let me tell you what, people say that's crazy to throw a knife, but you know what? It got people's attention. So smart, I think, personally. Now, I am very morbid. I love a lot of morbid things. And I went on a murder tour when I was out in New Orleans. And my favorite story from the tour was about a boyfriend and girlfriend. And the boyfriend strangled his girlfriend, chopped her up, and then put her in different parts of the apartment. And I couldn't believe, like, how crazy is it that there's a guy out there who loves the two things that I love, choking and hide and seek. And, unfortunately, he died. So just like they say, all the good ones have been taken from us way too soon. But I'm not going to stop looking. I know he is out there for me. And since I am, like I said, so morbid, I do love a good murder podcast. I listen to them a lot. And I was telling one of my friends about a murder podcast, and he says, Brittanie, I've never listened to one before. What is it? Like, what does it entail? What goes on in a murder podcast? And I said, oh, well, it's actually really simple format. They just bring a person on and they murder them and they record the whole thing and then they put it out there for everybody to listen to. And he goes, what? I mean, do they know they're going to get murdered when they come on the podcast? I said, no, I was lying, but now I think that we might need to start doing this. And maybe, hey, I have a podcast that you can come on. Are you interested? We got to weed out the weak. We got to weed out the weak. They're not going to survive in times like this. Oh, man. I will say that during all this craziness, I am thankful to not be in a relationship or have children. And I actually read in a study recently that it says that women who are single and don't have kids are much happier than women that have a partner and children. And I said this to my mom. I said, but that can't be true for every woman. Some people must not regret their choices. And my mom says, no, I think that checks out. That sounds pretty accurate. And I said, Mom, I'm going to talk about you on stage because you say things, that people should know that you say. But will it bother you if I talk about you on stage? And she says, no, Brittanie, it won't bother me if you talk about me. But if I had known you're going to be a comedian, then I would have been a good parent. And I said, well, if you would have been a good parent, then I wouldn't have had to be a comedian and I wouldn't be doing stand-up in my bedroom right now. So thanks a lot, Kim. No, I'm actually, you guys have been great. What's nice is in my head, I assume that everyone laughs at every single punchline. So this is actually great for me and my ego. But whoever's watching, thank you so much. This is a weird time that we're all in, and we have to keep, performing and just bringing laughter into what seems like really dark times. Otherwise, we really all will go crazy. So, may the odds be forever in your favor. Bye.
All right, and thank you, Brittanie. We're just gonna keep this fun, rolling right along. We're rolling right along. We're all having fun, right? Nobody's weirded out yet. Okay, good. Give it up for your next comic, Jake Valazquez.
How's it going, Quarantinos and Quarantinas? All right, we're all going crazy. If I don't get out of the house soon, I'm gonna explode. All right, I'm using a microphone that's not even connected to anything because I'm creating my own reality. It's 2020, coronavirus is coming for us all. It's the end, okay? And let's talk coronavirus. People are saying Bill Gates started this. Okay, that's insane. Bill Gates did not start this. Do you see the video of the meat market in Wuhan, China? It's fucking disgusting. Okay, I'm not surprised a pandemic started when you eat bat. Not supposed to be eating that. Okay, and where's Bill Gates' motive? The guy's got no motive. You know who's got motive? Greta Thunberg. If anyone started it, it's her. Because she blames old people for climate change. Now she's evening the score. Okay, her last protest was her not going to school for a couple months. All right, she probably got lonely. Now all her friends are out, and they don't even get it. So I'm not saying that she murdered thousands of people intentionally, but got out of hand, okay? You're probably thinking, oh my God, she's as bad as Hitler. And that's not fair, okay? That's not fair, because at her age, Hitler was a nobody. She's on pace to be way worse. Let's not call it way too early, all right? It's still very early. All right, silver lining in all this. Most of you are fat and lazy and probably would never have amounted to anything. And now you're a hero because you just have to stay inside all day. Life works in mysterious ways. When I was a kid, heroes had capes. Now they have blankies. So do with it what you will, okay? I just can't wait for the world to get back to normal. And I hope stand-up comes back twice as hard, okay? Because I'm happy that we can make videos like this, but I've been setting up my phone on a pile of books for the last 20 minutes, okay? I don't even know if anyone's gonna laugh at this, okay? I need a crowd. Let me give you an example of why I don't like the video or the Instagram live stand-up. 3 months ago, this guy followed me on Instagram. No idea who this guy is. No posts, no mutual friends. His profile picture was a picture of a cat, okay? But he liked my photos, so I didn't want to block him. But never commented, never messaged me. And then did an Instagram live show last night, and he tuned in, and he heckled me for the entire show. So well played, sir, but I can't have people that are ready to wait out a pandemic to heckle me so easily. You know, it's got to be harder to heckle me. I wish I had that guy in the room, you know? I don't know. I mean, I'm on the dating apps right now. For what? Where are we gonna go? I'm not even allowed to leave my house, I don't think. We could FaceTime or go to each other's apartment. There's really no other options, okay? Can we just be honest with what the dating apps are? They're a meat market. They might as well be coming out of Wuhan, China, okay? Hinge sent me a notification. It was like, your batch of likes is ready. Like girls are cookies coming out of the oven. We call hot people snacks. We use eggplant emojis for penises, peach emojis for fat asses. It's like all we want to do is fucking eat, so we combine terms now. My friend sent me a text. He goes, dude, I was so thirsty last night, took home a girl thicker than a bowl of oatmeal and ate her out. I was like, what? Restaurant was this at? That sounds delicious, honestly. What? I didn't know we were allowed to go out to eat yet. I'm Puerto Rican and Jewish, which is a very weird mix. You know, like I'll buy things I can't afford, only if it's a good deal, okay? I am circumcised. I'm circumcised, but with a fade. You know, I got it done at my barbershop. Jose lined me up half off. I don't know, I've watched all Netflix, almost exhausted HBO. I'm scared to get Disney Plus, because watching my childhood movies will probably bring up repressed memories. Like I watch Aladdin and remember my dad benched me in Little League, you know, because he was Puerto Rican. He's like, you should be good at baseball. And then 2 weeks into coaching was like, this Jew can't hit for shit, okay? Maybe we trade in this baseball bat for an inhaler. I don't know, I grew up in the Bronx, Irish Catholic neighborhood. So all my friends growing up, they wanted union construction jobs, which is the holy grail if you're Irish. But because I'm Puerto Rican and Jewish, I wanted to be anything else, literally anything else. I don't know if you're familiar with our story, the Jews. We left Egypt to not build something. So no, thank you. I don't know, I love my friends, I really do. They are townies. They go to the same 3 bars and they never leave the neighborhood. Okay, so they're doing fine in the quarantine. I think they're actually enjoying it. But it is a big basketball culture. And so when Kobe died, we were all very upset. But they all said the same thing. They're like, you can't get me on a helicopter now. It's like, yeah, helicopters don't go 6 blocks, okay? Last time I checked, they're not running Blade to Frankie's Tavern. So I think you'll be good. You know, the Bronx is weird. You know, it's weird. It's like, you just hustle in dumb ways. You know, I remember leaving a bodega with my friend and he pulled out a can of Fancy Feast. And I was like, dude, you don't even have a cat. What are you going to do with that? And he goes, I'm going to sell them. You know, because that's what we do in the Bronx. We sling cat food we stole from bodegas. All right, so we're getting really hit hard by Corona. We need your support. $1,000 a month is a lot more than we were making, but I'll take it. I don't know, my friends have dumb business ideas. You know, my one friend's like, I want to open a barber shop that has a cafe that serves sandwiches. It's like, I've never gotten a haircut and been like, all this hair on the ground really making me hungry, okay? I don't know, I guess I'll leave you with this. When I was 12, I got my first hand job. And it was terrible. It was awful. But she told everyone I have a small penis, and I was like, guys, there's no way she knows. She's 11. She's probably never seen a penis before. She's like, yeah, I saw my dad's. I'm like, okay, well, your dad's an adult, and I'm a child. Also, we'll have to break up because immediate family's still cheating. So that's the end of that. You guys have been a lot of fun, I think. I don't really know. But check my Instagram. It's Jake_Velazquez. VELAZQUEZ. All right, happy quarantine. Stay safe, stay indoors, Or, I don't know, they might start shooting us. Have fun.
All right, and thank you, Jake. Checking in again. Everyone's cool? Okay. I think we're all getting used to this. Um, are some of you bummed that I don't surf? I wish I could. I just have a healthy fear of the sea. You see, I come from pirate royalty. My last name's O'Malley. There was a famous pirate from Ireland. Grace O'Malley, she was the first woman to captain a ship. And you know what? They created a musical about it, so it's got to be true. It was called The Pirate Queen. Oh God, they really tried. They really tried with that musical. The music was beautiful. Acting great. So everything about the whole musical was amazing. Altogether, there were some parts that were missing, but that was also my introduction to Miss Stephanie J. Block. God. And it would be years later that I would see her again on the Broadway stage for the Cher Show. That's just real fun antidote to share to everybody. I'll more. We'll have a lot of time for storytelling. But let's keep this show going on. So give it up for James Mack.
Hey y'all, my name's James Mack, so I'm going to do a little stand-up for you. Alright, so as you can tell from my accent, I'm not from up here. Currently live not far out of New York City, and I'm originally from East Texas. Not only am I from the South, but so were my parents. My dad was from Louisiana, my mom's from Arkansas, and I was conceived during Hee Haw and delivered by Conway Twitty. So, thanks. The other thing I have to explain to people is that I'm not racist anymore. So, they say to fix racism, you have to expose yourself to other cultures. But I always find that when I expose myself, that I tend to get arrested on subways. So, yeah. Wow, this is really hard to do without anybody else around you. All right. I come from a good Irish Catholic family. There's 8 of us kids, so which basically means that my parents didn't believe in things like condoms or hobbies. So, yeah. The other thing that I kind of want to talk about is that, even though I'm from the South, like I never understood the whole obsession with the Confederate flag. Personally, I don't understand the idea of flying the loser's colors. Once you lost. And that, the day after the last World Series, nobody was wearing Astros gear, but yet it's 155 years later and we're still got people flying the Confederate flag. And what confuses me even more is you'll have people that want to fly it up north. Like, that's the equivalent of like wearing a Red Sox hat in the Bronx. I just don't understand that. Now, the other thing that I try and clarify with people is that, the South wasn't losing the entire time. Like, the South was winning most of the war. And it's kind of confusing to a lot of people when they start looking at the history of it. So, I'm sure if you could do an interview kind of like a coach with Robert E. Lee, I mean, he'd be like, guys, I don't know what happened. We were winning till halftime and, we came out and I don't know what to tell you. My quarterback's arm was shot. Jackson wasn't doing well. So, the halftime show was kind of like Gettysburg. That was the big thing. And I got to tell you people, I'm a veteran. There's no fucking way you could have talked me into doing Pickett's charge. I'd have told you where to go. Mainly for the simple fact that you had to walk 3/4 of a mile over an open field with guys that were hiding behind trees, ready to take a shot at you. So, and if that wasn't bad enough, it wasn't exactly like it was in good conditions. I mean, you're in the around 4th of July, southern Pennsylvania, wearing lovely wool suits, which I'm sure breathe amazing. So, yeah. And then like I said, I am originally from the South and from East Texas, and the nickname for Texas is the Lone Star State, and Lone Star is what I got from my last girlfriend for a Yelp review. So yeah, like most comics, I'm single. I know, surprise, surprise, y'all. Uh, Except for, see, I know why I'm single. So I mean, you can look at me. Look like a real masculine lesbian from Vermont. So, Jesus Christ. So, but apparently there are some good signs to being single. Apparently talking's not one of them. But no, one of the good things about being single is that apparently the big thing that kind of kicked off the coronavirus was Valentine's Day. So, for all you people that said, like, oh, I'm STD free, not anymore. So, yeah. Now, one of the cool things was the last girl I dated, she had an IUD. And being a veteran, IUD is close to IED, except for this time it was a safe explosion. So, yeah. And if you don't know, IUD is a birth control, which means no kids were harmed in the making of that joke. So, yeah, like I said, I am a veteran. I did 15 years in the Army. So, now when people find out about that, they'll come up and they'll say, hey, thanks for your service. Usually I say thank you, because for 15 years, y'all paid for my housing and food, for my alcoholism, and for the shittiest vacation ever. So, yeah. But there was a cool place I got to go to. I got to spend 18 months in South Korea, walking on the border. And I got to see the scariest fucking animal ever. So, they're called Chinese water deer. And they stand roughly about 6 foot tall, 6 inches. And they have 6-inch fangs. That thing. And when I say 6-inch fangs, I'm talking about real 6 inches, dudes. Not the shit y'all put on Tinder. So, but luckily for me, they're vegan. So, yeah, I didn't have to worry about it sucking me. Kind of like most of my girlfriends. Now, one of the things that always comes out is people are worried that I might have a flashback. And if you don't know about those, essentially you get to relive your worst moments in life over and over again. Kind of like when I think about living in a house all by myself. Yeah. But I always wonder, why can't we have a good flashback, like the first time your dad took you fishing, or like your first kiss. Like most people remember their first kiss. It's usually a good thing. I remember mine. Like, I was all excited and she was really firm, and I'm not allowed in that cemetery again. So, yep. Now, one of the cool things that I know they teach you in the military that really helps is they teach you how to find stuff. And a lot of females are always complaining that guys can't find the clit, and it's bullshit. It's right up here, guys. Come on. But I was thinking the other day about the first time that I ever heard about it. And I was probably about 8 years old. Yeah. And my older brother and his buddies were talking about it, except for they called it a clitoris. So I thought it was a fucking dinosaur. Yeah. All right, y'all. My name is James Mack. Please check me out. Headspace and Time and Comedy on everything now. So, and I just started a new podcast called I See the Light. So you can find us on Facebook, and I'll eventually switch it over to Instagram. All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you, James. And guys, we have done it. We have done it. Made it to our final comic of the evening. Everything is set with uncertainty. This is a show. evening? I don't know. Everyone taped it at different times, but you know, the sun is also out a little bit longer. So you might be watching this out in California, because this comes out 8 o'clock New York time. But you're going to be like, yeah, this makes sense. The sun is out. So, it's cool story, Meg. Cool story. All right. Give it up for your final comic tonight, Santi Espinosa.
Hi, everybody. This is Canada. Doing stand-up comedy outdoors from Canada. That's right. This is where we're at. We are in crazy times. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Oh, it's just a tree. Just a tree. And I had a joke. I had a viral joke 2 weeks ago. It was crazy. I said, the coronavirus got to New York City this week. Don't panic, because it'll take 10 years for the coronavirus to really make it in this city. Well, it turns out if you make it there, you'll make it anywhere. And that's exactly what happened. It is everywhere, man. Well, like, the coronavirus is not even that big of a deal. Like, it is for if you're in your over 60, I think, you know, if you have a weak immune system. I mean, if you're in your 20s or in your 30s, I mean, it doesn't really feel, it feels like a bad cold. It feels like the flu. It sucks, but imagine if we had like something much, you know, like a virus that was more lethal than that. The death rate is not that bad. But imagine if we had something like in the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith, or Contagion. I watched that movie. I shut my pants right after that. This is a bad virus. Is bad because it really kills people, and we are in a state of emergency and crisis. The world is actually doing everything they can to keep it contained and to figure out how to get through this. And man, we need comedy more than ever. We really do. We need to keep the jokes coming, stay funny, you know, write jokes, do a web series, a podcast, whatever you got to do, man. But let's stay connected. Let's. This is not a comedy set. This is really hard to do comedy without an audience, man. I'm doing this for Meghan and for Adrian and for Barely Making It. But it is weird to do stand-up without anyone because there's no feedback. I don't even know if this is how I'm supposed to do this. I don't know if I'm supposed to be holding the camera and just talk like I'm a crazy person. I think that's what it is. This is how you do stand-up? Look at the birds. You can hear the birds laugh at me. Hey, I'm killing. I'm having a good set. I hope that, Meghan, I hope you edit this in a way that I don't look like a complete crazy person. I really do. The U.S. and Canada decided to close the border today for unnecessary travel, which I agree, man. If you're gonna keep everybody at home, and no one's gonna go to the U.S. or Canada now for traveling. Like, it doesn't make any sense to do that. My arm get all fucking. I'm tired. Yeah, so that's good. Listen, if you're panicking because they closed the border, it needed to be done. We're keeping everything contained, and this needed to happen. The border is still open for businesses. See what I'm saying? Like, the border is still okay for actual businesses to import and export things. So economically speaking, it sucks. Yeah, it is going to be negative for consumption, but it's positive in terms of they're not totally closing it because of the bad rate. They're closing it because they need to stop the spread of the virus, not because they want the economy to collapse. So don't panic. This is going to be it's going to be a couple of months of pain, but this is not going to be forever. And this is going to be something that will test to everybody 100%. I am ready to kill myself indoors, quarantining, and really, listening to my thoughts, which is kind of crazy, but it's teaching me a lot of valuable things. And let's close this set with something really, really funny. Nothing funny about Canada because everything's so nice and calm. Look at this. I'm literally in, like, if the world were to end tomorrow, this is where you'd be. This is where Will Smith would be in that movie, I Am Legend. Like here. Nobody here. There's no guns. There's no one going crazy trying to, like, kill you or something. I really hope you edit this in a way that it's funny. And I hope that you're keeping it together like most of us are trying to do. So barely making it. You guys are the best, and let's keep comedy alive. We're barely making it. We're barely making it, but we are making it. In a way, we're making it. All right, guys, love you. Let's keep doing stand-up. Let's keep doing comedy, and give it for your host, Meghan O'Malley, everybody. And Adrian Davidson, too.
Hey, well, that's our show. We're gonna have more. We're gonna have more. This is gonna get better. This is gonna be easier as we all try to navigate what we're doing. I gotta go because I have a cat that's about to destroy things, and that means more work for me because I gotta clean it up, and I'm not really into doing anything at all today. Cool. All right. We'll see you soon. Follow us on social media. Barely making it. Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Bye.